you weren't here last month, Tim,
Yeah.
but I had a real hard time with my computer. So I decided tonight I went to my Fairhaven office. It's much cleaner, it works.
If that's a home office, you're really, I was going to say, if that's a home
Yeah,
office, you're really dedicated to your work.
I am very dedicated, but I'm not that dedicated. Actually, I am that dedicated, but my office still isn't that dedicated. No, it was just my computer's acting really funny, so I just didn't trust it. Which I didn't want to do what had happened last month. We lost about the first 8 minutes because my computer just took forever. So.
Well, next time I see Teresa, I'll tell her that she has to spend a couple of bucks and spruce your office up.
Actually, no, don't tell anybody I'm doing this. I don't know if they care or not. I should be doing this in Little Silver, but I don't have a camera there.
Okay.
So I go where I can go.
Do we have an agenda, a formal agenda tonight? Or is it just the usual?
Did you not get the one I sent?
Let me see. I have the panelists for the Board of Health meeting. Hi, Dr. Sullivan, you're invited to a Zoom webinar. There was nothing attached to that.
Okay.
And
no,
then,
there wouldn't have been anything attached to that. It was a separate one.
And then this is Board of Health minutes for April meeting and activity report.
Right, that's tonight's agenda.
Oh.
Yeah, it's on there. Hey, Brett. Yeah, and then the additional reports I sent that were given to me by Greg, our new.
Oh, I see. Okay.
Yeah.
All right. Yeah. All right. I got down to page 4, got bored, never saw that there was a page 5.
That's okay. Hey, Brett. Brett, are you at a ball game? Practice. I can't hear you. There we go.
Practice is just ending. So
a man in his car is not soon.
Yeah. my older son is at golf and my younger son is at baseball. So my wife is at golf right now.
The busy years. I remember them well.
Yep. Yep.
All good stuff.
How's everybody doing?
All right.
Good. How are you?
Good. Busy.
Yeah, that's good. Good busy?
Yeah. Busy is good, right?
Yeah, beautiful weather, if nothing else.
Oh, yeah. Nice. It's going to be hot tomorrow.
I know.
Tomorrow and Thursday.
I know.
So what do we know about AJ resigning from the council? Do we know anything? Why or?
Yes. He has accepted a position, I believe, as the borough's chief financial officer. So he's now an employee of Little Silver, right, and therefore has to step down.
Okay.
Because the CFO is retiring.
Yeah, I had emailed Bob Neff to see if he had appointed anybody specifically to replace him. I didn't hear back, so I emailed AJ to see if he would join us tonight just to fill the chair and provide information for whoever.
Well, he's going to join us, but Don Galante is going to represent the council.
Oh, okay. AJ.
So they're both going to be here.
Okay, good. AJ and Don and I had a conversation last week, and I kind of assumed that it would be Don, but I didn't hear anything officially.
Yeah, he emailed me yesterday. He told me he was joining us, which was lovely.
Yeah, he sent an email, Don.
Yeah.
Yeah, I just didn't I didn't know why AJ resigned. I didn't hear anything. So that's why I asked.
He loves this work so much he wants to be an employee.
Sounds like they made him an offer he couldn't refuse.
Perhaps. Oh, Mr. Galante, hey.
Hey, Don.
Hello.
I think AJ took the job just so we could finally get into Borough Hall after a year.
Logan. Logan. Come on.
H. McNally.
Yeah, Don, we always have theme music when we do these meetings. I just want you to know. Or was that you?
Hey, Betty, have we heard anything from Kelly O'Brien?
No, but I left them a couple of messages.
So I got AJ on the phone. He said the link he's not a panelist.
Please drive.
Oh,
But I think he's on he might be on as a participant.
okay. I don't see.
I had the same issue trying to log on. Now I'm on my phone.
I wonder why.
You want to send him resend it as a
Sure.
panelist?
Yeah, I'll resend it.
I think BA is going to resend it to you.
Okay.
All right, bye.
Hey, Don, I hadn't heard that you were officially replacing AJ, so I suggested to AJ that, you know, he step in.
No. I talked to Bob. And
Oh, good.
You know, said I'll do it, and then once we find out who the next is, I'll figure it all out.
Was Kevin there?
David, is Greg going to be joining us as well? Can you unmute yourself, David? Dave, I have two of you.
BA, do you want
Is
to
everybody on?
something else to AJ or no?
I did send it to him.
Oh, he's off his house. Maybe he's coming in there.
Do we have enough for a quorum?
I thought Stephanie was coming. Dr. Kirby, I think, is coming a little late. Let's just give it a couple minutes. John, I don't know what the problem is. I don't know why he's having a problem.
Which landlord is that? And not.
I can't tomorrow night.
No. No.
Stop.
I'm not going to be home. Door. Put the door.
Why would you tell me to open it?
Stay open.
We having a technical issue?
Well, we're just waiting for AJ to join us. I just sent him I sent them the link again.
Okay. And what about Stephanie and Eileen?
And I know Dr. Kirby was going to be a little late, but Stephanie was supposed to come. I have not seen her yet. So technically we have 4 people. So we can do this.
So he's in as an attendee, BA. Can you let him in as an attendee?
Yeah,
There you go.
there we go.
Now he's muted. There you go, AJ.
There, can you guys see me?
Hi, can you guys hear me?
Ooh, who's
No, we
that?
can't see you. Well, we see you playing soccer.
Oh, hey,
Hi, this is Greg. I'm having a little technical issues with the with the webinar. I could get through, but you guys couldn't see or hear me.
that's the same with me.
Yeah, that's what happened to me. I had to go on my phone.
That's
Yeah,
the first
that's
time
where
that's
I am
happened.
as well.
I wonder why. Okay.
Doesn't seem to give me the option to go in my camera.
Hi, Steph.
Ah, great. Okay.
Okay. What are we doing here?
Well, we have enough to begin. It's completely up to you if you want to wait for a visual or not.
Let's go.
Brett, it's up to you. Did we lose Brett? Where did Brett go? Brett, come back. We lost our president. Where did he go? Come back.
Maybe he's driving.
Yeah, but that's a pretty shoddy excuse, though. Kidding, I'm totally kidding. Here we go.
It looks like someone just tried to dial in again.
Well, we've got Greg and we've got AJ dialed in, and then we've got another person for some reason. Well, Dave Gilmore, he was right there. But for some reason, we lost Brett. Don't know why. I love technology. Okay. I'm just trying to connect with Brett to find out what's going on.
Maybe next month we could sit outside at the ball field in Little Silver and have our meeting at the
Seriously?
round table.
We didn't have this problem last month. Okay.
Yeah, the library book club met on the Wi-Fi patio last night.
Ah,
I did not make it, but they were there and they had pictures.
oh, good.
Well, I do apologize for this. I don't know where our president went, but I know he was in the car. He didn't say he wasn't staying. Don, we're usually not this bad.
Do you want to start and get through some of the routine stuff like the minutes and that? I mean, it's now 7:11.
No, I understand that. We probably should. Oh, no, where he is. Okay. All right, there he is. All right. He's home. Okay. Welcome back, Brett.
Good to be back.
Okay.
Good evening, everyone.
Starting whenever you're ready.
Okay. First things first. AJ, I just heard about you taking your new position. So I wish you the best of luck.
Thank you, Brett.
Of course, you'll be missed. I guess we'll see you around town.
You will see me around town. I've really enjoyed working with all of you, and you know, appreciate all your service as well, everybody on the Board of Health. So thank you.
Okay, so meeting call to order. We're going to welcome Don Galante tonight. I don't know if Don has ever been part of the board in his time with the council.
I think it was about 12 years ago.
Okay.
Pretty short.
So you're a seasoned veteran. You know what to expect.
Yeah.
All right. So is Greg going to be joining us, David?
Yes, he's on by phone, I believe.
Okay.
Yes, I'm here. I'm here by audio. It's okay. Not allowing me to get a screen up.
All right. So we'll call the meeting to order. Reading of the April minutes. Everybody read over those. Motion to accept the minutes. Anybody want to make?
Second.
Need a first. Somebody to first.
Oh, I'll be first.
Okay.
I'll be second.
Okay, reading of the clerks.
Betty Ann, I'll abstain from voting on the minutes since I wasn't there.
Okay. Somebody make a motion.
I thought we just did.
Motion to accept.
The clerk and registrar's report.
The clerk's report.
Motion to accept.
Thank you.
Second.
Okay, health officer's report. Greg?
Any questions regarding the, I obviously attached the March activity report and the April and May to this. So nothing new to report. Been focusing on getting immunization audits done and completed for the year. A few dog bites. Really focused on making sure we interpret the pool code and beach codes at the moment so we can get up and running and making sure we get the correct and consistent data out there for everybody. I know Little Silver only has Alderbrook to deal with when it comes to public recreation. But yeah, except for that, let me know if you have any questions.
I'm good.
Quite a number of animal bites. Well.
Yeah, there was a little bit of a string there. All were animal bites within the home, like a cat bit the owner's finger. I feel like that happened a few times. So no issue. It was only one with, I believe it was a cat, or no, it was a dog outside. Hospital reported the bite. No record of the owner, who the owner was. And in that case, a letter is sent to that person, dictating that they need to contact their physician about starting the prophylaxis treatment for rabies. Except for that, the others were pretty standard.
So it was a stray dog?
It was not a stray dog. They were just unable to find an owner. There was an owner.
Okay.
We just did not have enough information on him. And always better safe than sorry when it comes to something like that.
Absolutely. Anybody want to make the motion to accept?
I'll make the motion to accept.
I'll second.
So moved. Any correspondence? Nothing? No one wants to talk to us?
I'll say anything anymore.
It's okay.
Any new business?
Yeah, I just wanted to bring something up while we have David on the phone. Now, as we should start thinking about the next school year, and in terms of Pfizer's vaccine being approved for 12 and over, will there be any initiatives through the borough to inoculate the 12, 13, 14-year-olds in our school system, or discussions with the Board of Health for Red Bank Regional to, let's say, have a vaccination day in the gym? Or is this all going to be up to the parents and the pharmacies? Dave, I discussed this with you earlier in the day. You want to chime in and tell us where we are? And
Yes. Yeah. So good evening, everyone. So basically, in regards to Tim and my discussion earlier, we've been working with the state and county health department in moving ahead with starting to look at what we need to do to vaccinate the 12-year-old students and up. As I might have mentioned, or you might have seen in my report, we're working on a $150,000 vaccination grant, and we're putting pen to paper. We've applied for the grant. We'll find out a little later on when it's going to be implemented. We hope to start on July 1st, but we're already working on the groundwork currently. We're working with the state and our attorneys just to make sure that we can team up with Walgreens, because Walgreens is from the governor's office. They're partnering with the state health department and local health departments to start vaccinating with Pfizer. Monmouth County Health Department has already started at their Brookdale site vaccinating with Pfizer. And as soon as we get the go-ahead, we'll be doing the same, either through work with the county, Walgreens, or ourselves and the VNA. So we have a couple of options, but we're very quickly working in the direction to vaccinate. We stay in close contact with Don Moore over at the Red Bank Regional School System, and so we'll find out in short order what our plans are going to be for this coming summer and the fall, actually.
yeah, Dave, does this all have to come, I'm going to say, top down, or could the Little Silver Board of Education reach out to you or to the local Walgreens and try to set something up? Or does this all have to kind of flow downhill from the state, the county, to the local, to Walgreens?
Oh, Tim, that's a good question. Basically, what happens is it's not particularly a top-down approach. We just need to get the go-ahead from our attorneys we've already started to reach out to Walgreens already to find out what we need to do, and then we'll be partnering with the school system to see when we can start these clinics.
if you obtain the grant, say July 1, do you then have the discretion of how to spend it? In other words, to set up a vaccination at Red Bank Regional or short, you know?
Yes. Yeah, we do have that discretion, but what happens is if we can work something out with Walgreens earlier than that, we will start earlier.
Okay. Okay. Will you communicate with all of the Board of Education, or does Little Silver, Fairhaven, Rumson, should they be reaching out to you individually? In other words, should somebody from Little Silver be?
Well, basically, well, I think it can be a combined sort of thing. You know, as I said, we do need to find out some more of the details with Walgreens, and then we can just proceed right after that and set up clinics.
Right. No, I just wanted to make sure that, you know, Little Silver isn't sitting back waiting to hear from you, and you're sitting back waiting to hear from Little Silver. You know, try to establish the communication early on.
Oh, yep, we definitely will. We definitely will.
So just to bring everybody to speed, we had a council meeting last night, and the topic was brought up. The fact that we have 7th and 8th graders inside our school system, and that Red Bank Regional, basically the entire population is eligible to be vaccinated now. And the fact that for the next 30 days, they're captive, and there's an opportunity to get ahead of this. So, you know, the message was from our representatives to back to the schools to talk to the committees and facilitate and ask them to start to move forward, whether it's reaching out to the VNA or to you, David. But I think the clock is ticking from the standpoint of having the opportunity to get everybody in one location. They're already there, whether it be from Red Bank or Belmar or Keensburg or Union Beach. And it's a great opportunity to address this equitably now with regard to the high school students. So
Is there going to be any mandate for teachers or students to be vaccinated at the beginning of the school year?
We don't do that, but
no. So basically, Don, yes, we will be reaching out, because we were working with finding out information about the vaccines actually today. So you know, we will be working as quickly as we possibly can to see what we can set up.
Yeah, Tim, I mean, the discussion last night was the fact that they're comfortable in the high school now. So it's an opportunity to be in a comfortable place as opposed to searching for a location. And so.
Yeah, and you'll get a much better result if you catch them while they're all in one place instead of trying to track them down over summer at home.
Yeah.
Right.
Yep. So basically, I'll reach out to Superintendent Moore tomorrow to see what we can work up.
That'd be great.
But there will.
And VNA is actually one of our contractors as well. So, you know, we can always reach out to them as well.
Yeah, and if you need help with that, David, let me know, because I can reach out to Lou as well, and Chris Wren is a close confidant. So. Oh,
excellent. Yeah, and we talk to Chris Wren probably every 3 weeks or so. So that would be great.
Yeah.
So we'll definitely work on that.
So it's not going to be mandated that the kids and the teachers be vaccinated. It's going to be voluntary.
You can't mandate it.
Until it has the final approval, it can't be mandated for anyone.
Right, and plus it's a emergency use authorization for the vaccine, so it's not even on the list for a mandated vaccine.
Right. And just a plug, you can get it at Riverview, and they started giving the Pfizer to 12 and up. So that's another resource if people want to be vaccinated before the summer starts.
Is it a single dose for the kids?
No, it's two.
It's 2 doses, and in our discussions with the county, you know, we definitely need the parents on site to get the authorization.
Right.
Yeah. It's going to be hard with the kids, I think, to capture them for the second dose. If you start in the school to get them back.
Unless it's soon enough that they can get both, which would have to be like next week.
Mm-hmm.
Okay.
Any other new business? Any old business? Anything from the public?
Sorry,
AJ?
we'll let them in.
Thank you, Brett.
My only thought was not to have, you know, we normally don't have meetings during the summer, but could we get communications from the Health Commission or Little Silver, I guess, in the, you know, on the webpage, on the status availability of vaccinations as we approach the school year?
Well, I think we usually do meet in June. I think it's July and August we don't meet.
Yeah, and Brett, that was discussed last night, the borough is going to be open for in-person meetings as of June 1st.
Hooray.
Okay.
They're limited
So
still to the number of people in the building for meetings and. Is there
I
any
think
restriction?
the mask mandate, it depends on what the governor does, but the building, the belief is that we're safe enough now. We'll have to be 6 feet apart, so it'll probably have to be in the courtroom. But.
So are we going to meet in person next month? Does everybody agree with that?
Yeah, provided the courtroom is open. I don't know if there's a conflict, if anything else, but Betty Ann, maybe you could. Thank you.
I'll check the schedule. Yep. Mm-hmm.
Yeah, because sometimes we do. Sometimes there is I think planning board is at the same time as us. Sometimes.
Sometimes, but a lot of times no. So I'll check. I'll check with tomorrow.
Okay. And Dr. Sullivan, just to your point, usually we do get communications with from David and the thing with the borough during that summertime.
Right.
Everything's always communicated, and I'm sure Don will keep us in.
Right. And if I hear anything
loop
out at the commission office for their meetings, I'll let you know.
Right.
Don, are the council meetings still going to be virtual as well?
No.
They're not.
I think the council meeting is June 14th. It's going to be in person. For legal reasons, we might stream it, but there'll be no public comment if you're not physically in the courtroom.
Anything else?
Brett?
David?
Yes. Hi, I just wanted to mention, thank you very much for the council and the Board of Health and the residents' participation in the community health needs assessment. It was very successful. We had about 485 responses. So that was very helpful for our community health needs assessment. So we will be sharing more of that information later on. Secondly, again, congratulations, AJ, on your new appointment. And, you know, AJ was always talking to me about making sure the numbers match up with COVID. And we teamed up with the county, found out exactly what they were doing to get the calculation numbers. And as I had emailed earlier to Brett and several other members, you know, so the numbers should be right on the money from now on in regards to case numbers.
Great.
I appreciate that effort, David. I just want to say, you know, back, you know, on Stephanie's point, the clock really is ticking here. So, you know, we did a great job with our seniors. I think this is a big deal to get these children vaccinated. So, I think a big push, and it's timely to happen now. So that's just my only point before I leave.
Definitely. We'll be working on that.
Looking out Meg's flights.
Oh, okay.
Does anybody on the board besides myself have children in the schools?
No. I did.
Yeah. Once upon a time.
Right.
Eileen has grandchildren.
True.
Yourself,
Eileen, can't hear you.
Yeah, I do, and it's I'm very interested in how many in the middle school anyway would go through, how many parents would allow their kids to get the vaccine. I think that's really, it's going to be an interesting discussion, you know, as to whether they feel it's safe. I know in my little world with my daughter, I don't see it happening. And I mean, they don't seem to be pushing the antibodies testing, which I think, unless David, you see it happening, you know, how many of these kids already have antibodies, and, you know, should they be getting the vaccine on top of it?
That's a good question. Basically, what happens is, no, we haven't seen much data in regards to young people and the antibody testing. The state usually basically says that if you've had the disease within 90 days, and as long as you're symptom-free, you should be, it should be perfectly fine to get any of the vaccines.
Yeah, my nephew is in high school, and my sister was not in a big hurry to get him vaccinated until his girlfriend was exposed, and then she was like, yeah, maybe we should.
Right.
Yeah, I have to say I have a 13-year-old, soon to be 13, and an 11-year-old, and I don't know. I'm still on the fence. You know.
Well, a lot of the data out there is conflicting. You know, for a while there, they were talking about, you know, pregnant women, should they be getting it? And then they were talking about, could this have long-term, could this have long-term effects on young women who, you know, could it affect their fertility in years to come? So I think that's part of the conflict, you know, depending on which station you're watching, the information. I honestly, I would be really second guessing it myself if I did have kids, you know, of this age group. I mean, there's so many decisions to make, you know, with how many vaccines are you willing to give your children because of, you know, because they're being pushed. You know, are you, you know, what's the other one that they want the kids to get?
Meningitis.
No, the one for sexually transmitted. HPV. So that's, you know, that's another conflict with the parents of this. You know, it's a lot. It's a lot to consider. And I'm not anti-vaccine, but it surely is. You know, it's just another thing. It's a lot.
I think with the HPV, it's been out long enough that there is some research on it. You know, it's not something that was just developed a couple of months ago.
Sure,
So,
absolutely.
The HPV is FDA approved. That's the issue with the vaccine. It's emergency use authorization. So it's not FDA approved, and you have to read and you have to find something that you believe, and you have to stick with it. I have a 22-year-old. She got vaccinated, but she was in college, and which was worse, COVID or?
Right.
Absolutely. And I mean, and from our standpoint and the state health department standpoint, we are encouraging it because, you know, as you mentioned, you know, getting the vaccine is basically better than coming down with the disease.
Right.
And COVID is not a totally new virus on the scene. It's a variant of a pre-existing virus that there was already, the genetic code of the virus was fairly well understood, and it was just where the modification came that generated this infection. So it's not like they started from ground zero in making this vaccine. They had some, you know, they had something to start with, and some knowledge to start with.
Right.
I think what's going to be, what was in the news today was, I forget what hospital, I think it's down in Baltimore, was doing research on it with their organ transplant patients who were vaccinated. And unfortunately, up to 50% of the recipients that were immunocompromised did not develop any antibodies at all. So that will be something that has to be, you know, the parents of any child that's immunocompromised or any adult that's immunocompromised is even if they've been vaccinated, is still vulnerable for an infection, and a good one.
Right.
Well,
right.
and that's another factor. Sorry. Go, Eileen, sorry.
No, I'm just, you know, back to the whole thing of it being considered a safe vaccine. And I know this sounds anti-vaccine, but I think I mentioned to you or to a group that I developed shingles 4 days after I was vaccinated. And my physician, I just had a checkup, said I was the 4th case that he had given medication for, that had developed shingles within a week and a half after getting the vaccine. So, you know, you have to, I think people have to understand that the hesitance of parents not just jumping into this, because albeit you don't want your kids obviously to get COVID, my grandkids both had it, and you know, they never really had any symptoms. So I just think people have to be a little bit more understanding of why parents are not jumping on board with this. I think that, you know, being respectful and not assuming that everyone should run out and, you know, sign their kids up, because it's not like signing a college kid up. It's not like signing yourself up. This is you're looking at this child and saying, shit, what if this isn't a good idea? You know, what am I doing to them? So I think that there has to be a little bit more open-mindedness about, you know, high school and definitely the middle school as to whether or not they're going to rush out and get their kids vaccinated. Tim, I have a question for you on kind of the same thing. I'm waiting for a text back from Ted Mayone. Am I misinforming him? Did you say if he called Parker Clinic, they would send someone out for his wife to vaccinate her?
No,
or did I mishear that?
I meant to say they should check to see if Parker has the vaccine to do it.
Okay.
We were getting small amounts of J&J. The county was trying to outreach to get those individuals who were homebound, who couldn't make it into a vaccination site.
Right.
So we got a small amount of that. I know they did some. I don't know whether they still have an allotment of that.
Okay. Lori, how about Riverview? Only because I don't want to give them, you know, I don't want to, I'm waiting for his reply. I don't want, his wife is very ill and I don't want to give him a runaround.
I don't know if they will come out. They're giving J&J to patients that are being discharged if they want. And they have Moderna. I've been off for a few days. I believe they're bringing Pfizer back to vaccinate the 12 and up, 12 to 17-year-olds.
Okay.
And by the way, also what happens is we're working something out with the county health department, because they have an agreement with Hackensack Meridian. So all we have to do is give them a list of people that need to be vaccinated. So either Hackensack Meridian can do it or the VNA can do it. So we've already, because we got a call from the state health department, we've already arranged for at least 3 people to be vaccinated already.
Are you talking about at home, David?
Yes. Yep. Doing the homebound. They
Okay.
were one of our vulnerable populations that we're tasked to try and make sure we can hook them up with vaccination shots.
Okay, so how do I get the husband to find out if they can get his wife vaccinated? What is the source?
Oh, basically what happens is you just have to give us a call. We just need their name, address, phone number, and then we'll turn it over to the county, who will contact Hackensack Meridian, and they have a home visiting service as well. So they will arrange for the shots. Either it's going to be the single dose Johnson & Johnson, or it will be the 2-dose regimen.
Okay, so what number should they be calling?
Oh, they can call us at 732-493-9520.
Perfect. Thank you so much.
Mm-hmm.
Eileen, another idea. Brett and I went and met with Ross over at the Little Silver Family Pharmacy.
Right.
And he will bend over backwards if it's possible. I'm sure he could help you out.
Oh, that's awesome. Well, the Mayones were residents up until a couple of years ago, so he may even know them. That's another great recommendation. Thanks, AJ.
You're welcome.
Mm-hmm. Yeah.
Before we adjourn, just for the record, I want to clarify that a couple board members congratulated AJ on his appointment. AJ was not appointed to his new position. He interviewed through the customary interview process and actually has accreditations worthy of that position. So I didn't want the record to reflect that he was appointed to his new position.
Yeah, I wasn't going to include that because I know he went
Okay.
to the channels, but thank you. Yes.
I just heard it a couple times and I didn't want that to be in the minutes and have to have us discuss it again next week. Thank you.
No, thank you for the clarification. Thank you.
Thank you, David.
And AJ, you're always welcome to come to the meetings as our public.
Well, how come as a former councilman, I wasn't allowed to leave the Board of Health? But I think the same should hold true for AJ.
Yeah, it was a weak moment, David.
And Don, watch out. You're on the screen now too, so.
We don't let go.
Yeah, I don't know. We might have to keep AJ.
He's a keeper.
Give me a little time, please.
Should we vote on that?
We
Yeah,
can
we'll
use
give you the summer off.
Yeah, I'll take the summer off, please. Yeah.
July and August.
Yeah. Got my hands full right now. Thank you.
All right. Anything else?
Motion to adjourn.
Motion?
Second.
I'm moved.
Thank you, everyone.
Thank you.
Enjoy the
Okay, have a good one.
Hey,
Thank
everybody.
you. Stay safe.
Yeah.
Bye-bye.
See you at the Borough.
Yep.
Be alive.